Huawei sub-brand Honor has recently launched the Honor 10 in India. Artificial intelligence is the hottest marketing buzzword right now, and Honor has incorporated AI features into almost every aspect of the Honor 10. With a glass and metal body, dual rear cameras, a 19:9 display, and a processor with dedicated AI hardware, the Honor 10 sounds promising on paper. Priced at 32,999 rupees, the smartphone also slightly undercuts the much hyped OnePlus 6 in terms of price. Is the Honor 10 worth buying? Let's find out. The Honor 10 has a 2.5D curved glass back and a highly polished metal midframe for rigidity. The glossy glass back looks and feels premium but is slippery and gets smashed very easily. Despite having a glass back, there is no wireless charging. The Honor 10 has minimal screen borders and an impressive 86.2% screen to body ratio. As a result, it looks sleek and is quite compact and pocketable. The notch is fast becoming one of the most polarizing elements of smartphone design. The Honor 10 embraces this trend head-on and has a notch at the top of the display. Thankfully, the notch is quite small and can be masked via an option in the settings menu. The Honor 10 is available in two colors in India, Midnight Black and Phantom Blue. The blue variant looks quite snazzy and has a reflective glass back which adds a lot of design flair. We reviewed the black variant, which is much more understated. The Honor 10's fingerprint sensor is located below the display and is embedded into the front glass panel. Honor has used Qualcomm's ultrasonic fingerprint technology for biometric authentication. The sensor looks quite futuristic but is hard to reach with one hand and is slow and inaccurate. The setup process also took far longer than we are used to. Build quality is impressive and the phone feels solid and capable of taking a drop or two in its stride. The power and volume buttons are located on the right of the device and are a tad too small. On the left is the SIM tray, which has two nano SIM slots. The Honor 10 has a USB Type-C port at the bottom, flanked by a 3.5mm headphone jack and a speaker which is loud but distorts at full volume. The Honor 10 features a 5.84-inch Full HD Plus IPS LCD display with an aspect ratio of 19:9 and a pixel density of 432 ppi. As with most Honor smartphones of late, the display is bright, vivid and punchy and has excellent viewing angles. It's a bit too reflective though, which makes outdoor legibility a bit of a problem. In our experience, most first-party applications ran fine on the smartphone's display, with the area around the notch being used to show the time, battery level and other status icons. The 19:9 aspect ratio lends itself well to gaming and multimedia consumption. The Honor 10 is powered by the Kirin 970 processor, which has a dedicated subsystem dubbed the Neural Processing Unit to handle artificial intelligence computations. This promises better privacy and performance as AI computations can happen on the phone itself and data doesn't need to be uploaded to the cloud. Other specifications include 6GB of RAM, a non-removable 3400 mAh battery and 128GB of storage which cannot be expanded. The phone handled everything we threw at it with ease, be it heavy games such as Asphalt 8, basic day-to-day tasks or intensive workloads. Calls were clear and crisp and 4G reception was solid. On a negative note, the smartphone got very hot, to the point of it becoming uncomfortable to hold when pushed. Benchmark scores were impressive, putting the Kirin 970 processor in the same league as last year's Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 but behind the latest generation of processors. The Honor 10 runs Honor's EMUI 8.1 skin on top of Android 8.1 Oreo. EMUI has matured a lot in the last few years and is now a slick and feature-laden software package. There are a multitude of nifty features on board such as a one-handed mode and knuckle gestures. EMUI ran smoothly during our review period. Animations were snappy and navigating throughout the interface was a frustration-free affair. What compromises the experience somewhat is the amount of bloatware. The phone comes with 5 game demos from Gameloft and a bunch of third-party apps including UC Browser, Truecaller and Quick pre-installed. Thankfully, most of these can be uninstalled. Additionally, a few areas of the interface such as the settings application and the quick settings panel still look cluttered and need simplification. The Honor 10 also supports face recognition using the 24-megapixel front camera, and this works quite well when there's enough light. In unfavorable conditions, the phone increases the screen brightness so as to illuminate your face before attempting to scan it, and this helps to a degree. We were slightly disappointed with the Honor 10's battery life. The smartphone managed to last just 9 hours and 18 minutes in our HD video loop battery test. In terms of real-world performance, we found ourselves reaching for the charger by around 10 to 11 pm each day. The included quick charger is rated at just 10 watts and takes more than 2 hours to charge the Honor 10 fully. The Honor 10 features a dual camera setup at the back consisting of a 16-megapixel RGB sensor with an aperture of f1.8 and a 24-megapixel monochrome sensor. At the front, the smartphone has a 24 megapixel snapper with 1.8 micron pixels. Huawei's camera app is easy to use and has a fully featured Pro mode which allows you to alter the shutter speed, ISO, exposure, aperture as well as white balance. The Honor 10 can recognize the object or scene being shot and optimize image settings accordingly. At the moment, the smartphone can detect 22 different types of objects and over 500 different types of scenes. While the intelligent scene detection did help in certain instances such as taking pictures of plants and animals, most photos shot with the AI mode turned on were overexposed and had oversaturated colors. Thankfully, there is a toggle to turn the AI enhancements off, and after doing this, our photos improved. The rear cameras have good dynamic range and images shot in favorable light are crisp and detailed. With the AI mode switched off, the color accuracy is also spot on. The monochrome plus RGB sensor combination found in the smartphone helps capture a lot of detail in low light. The phone does over-sharpen images at times, leading to a watercolor-like effect. Both the rear and front cameras are capable of capturing bokeh shots. The resultant images are above average with good edge detection. AR stickers are implemented quite well and can be used with both the front and the rear cameras. The 24 megapixel selfie shooter captures a good amount of detail in well-lit situations. Noise creeps in low light, but the level of detail is satisfactory. The 3D portrait lighting mode needs a lot of work at the moment. The resultant shots are undoubtedly dazzling and flashy, but the implementation is iffy with poor edge detection. Video recording maxes out at 720p for the front camera, while the rear module is capable of 4K video recording. The lack of optical image stabilization is unfortunately apparent when shooting videos, but the level of detail and color accuracy are impressive. The Honor 10 is undoubtedly the most capable smartphone that Honor has ever released in India. It delivers a sleek and compact design, a bright and punchy display, and heaps of power. While the AI enhancements are gimmicky, the camera hardware is excellent and capable of taking great photos. The under-the-glass fingerprint sensor, which might at first come across as futuristic, is a pain to use. Battery life is also disappointing and the phone tends to overheat quite a bit when pushed. Despite these issues, it is hard to ignore the value for money that the Honor 10 offers. At 32,999 rupees, the smartphone presents itself as a solid but less powerful alternative to the pricier OnePlus 6. So that was a review of the Honor 10. Do let us know what you think of the smartphone. And for all things tech, log on to gadgets360.com.